Welcome to Bash Night Unleashed. I will be breaking down the most recent UFC card, UFC Fight Night Mexico City. I will be starting from early prelim to main event. Starting with the early prelims, I will be starting with Markel Maderos versus Austin Hubbard. I predicted Austin Hubbard to win this fight. He was probably like plus 190, I think, when the fight started. He actually probably won, in my opinion, in the second round. That was completely obviously his round. He got the backpack and completely controlled all of the round. Markel isn't very good at all. Neither of them are very good, but Markel in the first round, I guess, landed. He didn't even really land more significant strikes. He just, I guess, kind of had bigger moments. Austin in the second round completely dominated, got the backpack, and held him with control all round. And in the third round, it was pretty much 1-1. Could have been 2-0 Austin Hubbard. Markel barely, I guess, won the third round. They didn't really outland him. Austin still had some control time against the fence. Pretty even on significant strikes. They were in Mexico. Maderos is half Mexican, and the fight went unanimous decision to Markel Maderos. So kind of a robbery in a way. Hubbard did win, in my opinion. He was like plus 190. He was a good underdog, in my opinion, but Markel Maderos gets the win. Moving on to the next fight, Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. I actually predicted Gabriel Miranda to either get a submission or Jamal Emmers to win. Miranda literally had the submission in like the first 40 seconds. So anyone who bet on Jamal Emmers at like minus 500, they were all sweating, me included. I did still bet on him, even though I thought Miranda could very easily get a submission. He didn't get this submission. He was like on this half like rear naked choke from like the side. Then Emmer started getting more and more on top of him. So he was basically just like holding him from like an arm triangle from the bottom. Emmers was able to pop out, get Miranda up, and then he was able to just piece him up. I mean, Emmers isn't even that good either, but Emmers was able to land damage on Miranda, hurt him. Miranda went down in the first round. I think it stopped in like the first 4 minutes. Jamal Emmers gets the win on that fight. Moving on to the next fight, we have Lupi Godinez versus Julia Palastri. I picked Lupi Godinez in this fight. She pretty much dominated the first 2 rounds. In the first like 30 seconds, as DC called it, she got a straight powerbomb on Palastri. Palastri threw a lazy kick. Godinez caught it, lifted, and just completely elevated her and slammed her on the back of her head. Pretty awesome moment from Godinez. That was pretty cool. She was having pretty good control from top position on the ground. Palastri was throwing some good strikes from the bottom. Godinez clearly won round 1. Round 2 is when it really started showing where Godinez was getting the takedowns. Palastri started hurting her almost from the bottom to the point where Godinez was standing up, letting Palastri get up, and then almost just immediately shooting back on her. She didn't want to stand with Palastri. She just didn't want to get hurt on the bottom. So she was just trying to almost wear her out with the wrestling, keep moving positions. Round 3, for all the Godinez bettors like me, that was pretty scary. Palastri goes into zombie mode. She lowers the arms, lowers the guard, starts walking forward to Godinez, eating all of Godinez's shots and hurting Godinez on the feet, stuffing all of Lupi's takedowns. Palastri was just moving forward all 5 minutes of the last round. Pretty nervous for Godinez to get finished, but luckily she survives, wins 29-28, wins her first 2 rounds, and luckily she got the win on that fight. So, for the first 2 rounds, you would think Godinez is really good. You think she has probably top 5, top 10 potential, but that last round, it makes you really worry about Godinez. Like every Lupi Godinez fight, she always looks good and then gives you something to worry about. Good win from Lupi. Moving on to the next fight, Moving forward to the next fight, it was Christian Rodriguez versus Melt Costa. I picked Christian Rodriguez in this fight. Very low confidence pick. My bet actually was over 2 rounds to start round 3, basically, which did win. Actually, going through this fight, I picked Jamal Emmers to win. I picked Lupi Godinez to win. I had no bet on Maderos versus Hubbard, so I was 2 for 2 on that. I didn't bet anything on Christian Rodriguez, even though he was like my pick. I did bet on the over 2 rounds, and that won as well. So I did actually, after round 3, not really care anymore. I did think Christian Rodriguez was going to win, so I was still going for him. But, I mean, after my bet won, I didn't really care for that fight. Melt Costa did basically beat him on the feet. Christian Rodriguez was going for the takedowns over the whole fight. Rodriguez did get some pretty good submission attempts. He had like a good one in round 1, a good one in round 3. Mel Costa did hurt him in round 2. Mel Costa completely destroyed him in round 2. He was hurting him on the feet, almost finished the fight. And then Rodriguez came out pretty surprisingly good in round 3, getting the takedown, getting some good control time to the point where it went to a split decision, thinking it could go to Rodriguez for Mexican. He's in Mexico City, and it went to Costa. Good win from the underdog Costa. Rodriguez, he's never been my favorite fighter. He's beat a lot of like the prospects in the UFC, but never really beat anyone amazing. Good win from Mel Costa. He's fought like probably twice in the past like 4 weeks, so Mel Costa's getting some momentum. He's in the featherweight division, probably gets a ranked top 15 opponent next. Moving on to the next fight, it was Jose Medina versus Utre Gautier. Gautier, just looking at this fight, you see Medina, you see Gautier, and you think, well, this is going to be obvious. Gautier is about to destroy him. And that's what happened. Medina was just completely built off, oh, he's so iron chin. He's not even that good. It was just that he was so tough. And Gautier completely exposed that in like 3 minutes. Medina's not a good fighter at all. Just tough. He was tough. He did eat some big shots, but nothing enough to make you stay in the UFC. Gautier completely bombed him to the body and head and finished him inside like 3 minutes. Gautier could probably fight maybe like Bruno Ferreira next, a short, stocky, like big power thrower. Gautier looks pretty good. I mean, it was his first UFC fight, but he looks pretty well balanced. Looks completely jacked when you're looking at him, so he could be something to look out for. I think he fights out of Congo, but he looks like a good prospect. He should be someone to watch out for. Moving forward to the next fight, we have Edgar Chairez versus CJ Vergara. I picked Edgar Chairez in this fight, and as I predicted, he destroyed him in 1 round. He just completely picked him apart with the jab. Within like 3 jabs, you could already see in Vergara's eye, it was completely red and swollen. Vergara was just throwing leg kicks, not really hurting him at all. And then Chairez completely blasts him with a left hook uppercut, drops him. Vergara kind of gets his balance back for maybe 15, 20 more seconds. Chairez throws a big overhand, basically 1-2, drops him again, gets behind him, and gets a rear naked choke. Vergara needs to get cut, probably. Vergara's not very good, ever been really good. Chairez, good win for him. He was in Mexico City in front of his fans. He gave a pretty emotional post-fight victory speech with Cormier where he was talking about like his grandpa selling his truck for him to get surgery because he had no money, and now his grandpa's watching from heaven. So good win for Chairez. It was pretty as predicted for him to beat Vergara. Vergara's never beaten anyone good, and he's never going to. Good win for Chairez. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. I picked Ronaldo Rodriguez selfishly. I was biased on that fight. I like Ronaldo Rodriguez, and I lost out on about $900 because of that. I was pretty scared about this fight. I thought Borjas had a good shot at winning, and lo and behold, he won 30-27. Destroyed Rodriguez in the first round, dropped him twice. Rodriguez is pretty tough, and that's about it with him. He just kept walking forward the whole fight. Borjas on the back foot was able to just keep 1-2ing him from the outside, keep moving left to right, and just hitting him with 1, 2, 3 shots, just sticking and moving. Ronaldo needed to grapple the whole fight. I was thinking, why is he not shooting more? At the end of the first round, like with 15 seconds left, he shot and got him down. Kind of dumb to shoot with 15 seconds, but it proved that he could get him down. So for the next 10 minutes, you would think that, okay, Ronaldo's going to be more forward pressing, trying to get him down, and he was not doing that at all. He was just still trying to box with Borjas and completely losing that fight. Pretty frustrating for all the Ronaldo bettors in Mexico City. He was the favorite. Borjas won. Not a big Borjas fan, but learn my lesson. Don't bet emotionally, basically. Ronaldo completely failed me in that fight, and not making that mistake again. Moving on to the next fight, we have David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira. I predicted David Martinez to win, as everyone pretty much did. Simon Oliveira is just not good at all. Not pretty much based off David Martinez being good. All the money went on him being because Simon Oliveira is just that bad. Oliveira isn't good on the ground, and he's terrible on the feet. So with Martinez just pushing him forward for like 2 minutes, he was able to hurt him numerous times to the body and head, and able to get the finish within like 4 minutes. Oliveira, not good at all. Never ever betting money on him. He should probably be cut after his next fight. Maybe he gets one more fight. David Martinez, pretty good win for him. Again, not a very tough opponent, but he gets the win, gets a 4-minute, like 1-round knockout. So pretty good for Martinez in Mexico City in front of his home crowd. Moving on to the next fight, we have Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales. Everyone thought Raul Rosas would win. I'm not big on Raul. I just think he's hideous, honestly. I'm just that prissy, I guess. Raul is just disgusting looking, and he's just old grappling, not very good on the feet at all. Once he fights higher level opponents, he will get exposed. He's only like 20 years old. Not blaming him. He's only 20, but he's just not as good as everyone makes him out to be. Him being like minus 500, I saw at the beginning of the fight, that's what his average opening like fight is at, minus 500 for him as the favorite. That's pretty crazy. He's not that good. Watching this fight, Morales, I thought, was a pretty good underdog. He was like plus 390. And numerous times at the very end of round 1, 10 seconds left, I didn't even know what it was called, honestly. It kind of looked like a dart choke. Lorosenko was calling it a Vesuvian necktie. He would basically just have Raul shoot on him, get the head down in the middle, get his shin up, and able to just rotate Raul to the side and basically get like a Peruvian kind of necktie, Vesuvian necktie, I guess. And end of round 1, he only had 10 seconds, looked tight. Round ended. Round 2, Raul kind of dominated, I guess. And then round 3, Vince gets it twice, the Vesuvian necktie twice. And Raul, the first time, it literally looked like, okay, Raul's going to lose. He was looking where his eyes were getting glossy, just not looking conscious anymore. He wasn't fighting the hands, just completely laying there with the eyes watering. Somehow he gets his legs over and gets into side control, gets out. 1 minute left in round 3, Vesuvian necktie again for Morales. Raul stuck in it pretty much for the rest of the round. Looks very tight at the end of the fight again, but the bell rings and Raul gets the unanimous decision 2-1. Sucks for Morales. He's getting older too. He's never been that good, but Raul gets the win in front of his home crowd. He does that really annoying freaking post-fight speech, Chiweebies thing, which is just so stupid. I hate that. And that's kind of why I want him to lose. That's just so stupid. I don't even know what that means, and I hate that. Moving on to the next fight, the co-main event, we have Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. I was very heavy on betting Manuel Torres. He was the underdog opening. He closed at like minus 110. I did win some good money with Manuel Torres. He KO'd Drew Dober in 1 round. No one thought this fight would go the distance. He was just basically hitting him with a jab, and then maybe 2 minutes in, hit him with a 1-2, drops him. Obviously, I bet on Torres, so I was happy he won. He basically had Dober at his feet, dropped him, gets Dober completely just grabbing one of his ankles, and he's just hammer fisting him to the back of the head, maybe 13 strikes to the back of the head. Finally, the ref pulls it off, even though all of them were like to the back of the head. Dober gets up, and he's that messed up where now he's still trying to fight, and the ref already called it. So that's why you don't let the fight continue when someone's getting hit to the back of the head. Dober completely showed that he was concussed and still trying to fight after the refs already separated you. Not a good look. Late stoppage. Torres did get the win. Obviously, I was happy with that, but not a good stoppage, not a good look. No one wants to see someone take extra damage. Dober's always been tough. No reason for him to take that extra damage. Obviously, he was never going to be a title contender, but I don't know. I don't know how many more fights Dober gets. He's just pretty much an entertaining fighter, sword, like live on the sword, die by the sword, kill or be killed. Needs to win one sooner, he's going to get cut. And the main event, we have Brandon Moreno versus Steven Erceg. I predicted Brandon Moreno to top off the card, and I won with Brandon Moreno. Good night for me. A lot of my picks won. I did win some good money. Erceg, he's not that good. He got so much hype off of losing to Pantoja, which is crazy. He lost 3-2. He got KO'd by Cara France. I paid the consequence of that. I thought he was like, okay, maybe he's not that bad after losing to Pantoja and gets steamrolled by Cara France. So wasn't making that same mistake again. I knew Moreno was good, even though I don't really like him. Again, I complained about his dumb little 1930s bald mustache, tank top, white man boxer stance. Just this dumb put your dukes up, but he was surprisingly getting the big significant strikes round 1, round 2. Round 3, round 4, he was being a little more grappling heavy, which was fine as the Moreno betters. But he did get the win, and Ursay just is going to keep falling in the rankings. Never was that good, never is going to be that good. Good win from Brandon Moreno. I think that maybe he'll be fighting. I don't think he's going to fight Pantoja again. He'll probably have to fight maybe Manel Kopp, and if they do fight, I would probably pick Manel Kopp. Manel Kopp is pretty good, and I could see him probably being the next champ, if anything. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I look forward to making my next video and hearing from you all soon. Thank you.